viewers. Supposed out here. Holy crap, I think this is too loud. Oh my gosh. But yeah, welcome back, viewers. Supposed out here. Holy crap, why is this loud? But yeah, welcome back to Spring Break Day 3. In today's video, this is going to be reaction video today. Because I promised that on Day 3, as always in tradition, I'm going to be doing a reaction video. So here we are. And today, we're going to be reacting to, if I can move this real quick, I Test the Limits of a Microwave by Mr. Green. Now, believe it or not, this is actually not the very first time that I reacted to this YouTuber here. Do you remember Now Green, the YouTuber that I reacted to a long time ago, way back in 2022? Well, he used to be called Now Green, but he recently changed his name a while back to Mr. Green to essentially remove some confusion. And what he is, he's in short words, he's pretty much a mad scientist who just goes into crazy length just to do something crazy. I don't know what's up with him, but apparently he just wants to create chaotic experiments and record them for YouTube for I don't know for entertainment, I guess. But oh my gosh, I remember in the old days when I used to react to the video a long time ago. It really just shocked me. It scared me a lot too. Like oh my crap. But yeah, anything without anything else for to do, let's begin with today's video. Let's get started.
Microwaves are not as dangerous as you may think. Let me demonstrate. I've got this light bulb, and I'm gonna make it light up in my mouth. 3, 2, 1.
What?
I wasn't joking. Microwaves are much weirder and safer.
I'm sorry, what? What did you say? What did you just... What?
2, 1.
Microwaving myself
I
without
wasn't
burning.
joking. Microwaves are much weirder
Okay,
and safer than
that's
I ever
definitely not
expected,
safe at all.
which allows us to do some pretty weird stuff. In this
Oh yeah, I
video,
can
go
see
through my
that.
journey and the interesting experiments over the last few months that led me to basically microwaving myself, but of course without harm.
What?
During my experiments, I'll be taking off my protective gear to demonstrate some misconceptions about microwaves and see if anything happens to my hand. And I was very surprised.
I know
with the
what's
results.
gonna
Some
happen to your
YouTubers have
hand. I
also
already know.
experimented with this, and I promise this is safe.
The
Just
cane
watch
of
the
random?
video to see why. You should still definitely not do any of this at home.
Yeah, please do not do any of
You
this at
will
home.
die. So with that out of the way, let's get into this video.
Damn, he just went straight to the
Microwaving food
facts.
is always so difficult. Even after 2 minutes, my hot pocket is still frozen solid.
Wow.
So of course, I throw it back in for a little longer to warm up. This
Why?
scenario may be familiar to you because it's a worldwide crisis that happens to millions of us every day. 30 seconds over and you're fucked. Explosion. Shrapnel everywhere. It
Wow.
happens all the time. I don't know who decided to
What
put a
the-
demon core inside a microwave, but
Demon core?
that's actually an interesting video idea. I should try that sometime.
What?
But anyway, it's really frustrating watching your food go around, unsure if it's frozen solid
You
or
should-
the center of the sun.
That's a camera in the micro or
This happens to me every day. So I've come up with new ways to use microwave ovens that I think is really cool.
oh my gosh. How to improve microwave.
I was joking at the start, but looking back at the footage, and this does look like something familiar. So don't try anything you see in this video yourself. This could
Oh
actually be
my-
if you're not careful. To solve this
Bro.
crisis, I got to thinking and realized all our
You could
other
say that again.
devices
What?
have easy access to see how the food is cooking.
What
The
the?
microwaves, they have this pesky metal thing in the way. I really don't like it there. Wouldn't it be easier
It's
to
to
see
help
how your
protect
food is
the
cooking if
microwaves
you
from
had a
escaping
giant
through a
fan
glass
inside the
window.
microwave? So I got to annihilating this microwave's rear
Oh
end.
my gosh, this
There's
man
many
is
things you can
destroying
do
his
with a
microwave.
And this is one of them. But I think the stupidest thing you can do with a microwave oven is sticking your hand into it, then turning it on
Why
until your food
would you
actually cooks
do
in your
that?
hand, so you can tell if it's
Why
cold or
in
cold.
the-
But that is exactly what I want to do. Wait,
How-
what are you doing? This is highly dangerous and stupid.
For
You
real?
agree. You're like I did a thing, but somehow more dangerous. Very dishes.
What? What's up with these comments? What the?
You're right, I have an Australian accent. And
Uh.
self-preservation. So before I do anything with this microwave, I should consider the hazards and safety equipment I need in order to prevent the microwaves from burning my flesh. Because that would
Oh
be
my
hard to do,
gosh.
but this was still really fun to watch. Thanks for the compliment. It really inspires me to stick my hand into a microwave oven. Start. So, how will I not get cooked? Well, I heard microwaves have this mesh screen that blocks the mini microwaves from leaving and singeing your eyeballs.
What? What is that?
I was thinking of some protection. Would a mesh screen around my hand block the microwaves from causing harm?
Generated
Perhaps,
with
but that's not
AI?
right.
What?
How does this mesh even work? Why does this seemingly magical mesh even block the microwaves from entering through the holes and burning my hand? So I did some searching, and it confuses me. The holes in the mesh are too small. Microwaves are too big to get through the holes. The holes are too small for the longer waves. For complicated reasons not important, but the other one was so simple. It's too big.
Too
How
big?
come the microwaves can't fit through the holes? It's a brilliant question, which we are not going to answer. Why? I just want to understand this so I can feel safe protecting my hand.
Oh my gosh. And the worst part is the fact that sometimes when you buy new microwaves, they only last for like two or 1 to 2 years. That's such a how much they break down. Like I swear, every time we get a microwave, the freaking the little wheel that's on the floor that turns like the turnstile for the glass plate itself, like it always like gets either jammed or it starts making like a really bad noise before all of a sudden one time our microwave actually almost burned. It at that point almost exploded because apparently it's just started malfunctioning and it almost felt like it almost exploded. Had if we not stopped in time, my mom was immediately like, when she saw that, she was like, "Nope." She unplugged it and threw that bitch in the trash because that old microwave stinks as shit.
So what's going on? Honestly, I can't figure it out. Microwaves are
You're
12
supposed to be a
centimeters long,
scientist. What do you
while
mean you
each
can't
hole's
figure
only
it
about 5
out?
times
Well,
smaller,
I mean, I
so it's
can't figure
impossible
things
to
out
fit.
either with
But
all
I'm
this
not really
stuff.
satisfied with that answer, unless of course it goes through the square hole. The diagrams show these wicked lines called light waves, as though they're tangible objects that can't fit through the tiny holes.
Oh my
The
gosh,
wavelength
this
is on the
scientist
axis
is
perpendicular
this.
to the diameter of the hole though. So
Oh,
why does the length of it even matter? Looking at this diagram, you'd think then that its amplitude is the issue.
No.
The size of waves in these diagrams are just graphs of the strength of
this feels like a more
electromagnetic
funny
fields.
school
They
video
don't
to
represent
watch.
actual places in 3D space. Photons travel in straight lines, and the waves in diagrams are representing different properties of photons, not its actual physical movement. I'm just showing this because saying microwaves are too big is really easily misunderstood. So these are both
Oh my
the same
gosh.
thing, just represented differently, and still neither of these diagrams show why they can't fit through the small holes. So I still don't know what the fuck is going on. And then I looked at other diagrams
Oh my
of light
gosh.
going through holes, but now the light is straight, and once it comes through the hole, it becomes gay. So they do fit through the hole. The energy
What?
of a photon in an electromagnetic wave decreases with longer wavelengths. So diffraction takes over maybe? Little semicircles? This is all probably a lot of math. I don't understand.
I don't understand about this concept of the video either. What the?
Which
Hold
in
on.
his words,
Why
Okay.
the waves can't get through small holes is kind of tricky. I don't think there's an intuitive way to explain it, but it falls out of the mathematics.
What
I
the?
think my explanation is better. It seems you have
What?
to use Maxwell's equations, which I'm never gonna get around to, but he did show this pretty cool formula for calculating how much radiation goes beyond the mesh. It's like
Yeah.
1/100 millionth of the original power output of microwaves, so it's incredibly good at blocking the microwaves, but it does technically get through the holes. Just a little bit. Now, if this would work as a glove, I still don't know, but
Don't know
there's
how I
only
feel
one
about
way
this
to find out.
scientist.
And that's what I set out
He's-
to do several years ago. So the first thing I did was search for a mesh glove in AliExpress.
Mesh
And
glove-
surprisingly, the search results
AliExpress?
looked perfect. It's incredibly easy and cheap
Isn't
to
that such
find
a
gloves woven in
non-legitimate
metal, and I
website?
was hoping this would block the microwaves and keep
Oh
my
my
hand
gosh.
protected. And that's
He
why I
actually
made this
got
hole
it.
in the rear of a microwave to insert my hand. I spent a great deal of time testing different variables on potatoes and wires in case I was wrong or if the internet was lying and 5G Wi-Fi really is a cancer-causing source developed by the government to wipe humanity off the earth. But none of the
Oh
tests
gosh.
seemed to have any problems.
Potato inside.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
not
perfectly
good.
fine. The potato
What?
inside the glove is just stone cold, just a normal potato.
I tried other sizes of mesh, like making my own chainmail glove, but it turns out the rings were way too large to block the microwaves from cooking the potatoes or turning on lights covered in this homemade Faraday cage.
Damn it.
Even though the wavelength is still much larger than the mesh, it does enter through the holes. I didn't want to put my hand in that. That didn't look safe.
Yeah, no shit.
Instead, I came up with a simple 3-layer method that was more sufficient to protect my hand.
What?
The first layer was a reflective foil tape to reflect any microwaves that might make it through the gloves. The second layer was a leather glove to protect my hand from heat due to sparks and overheating metal, as well as add some distance between the metal and my hand. And lastly, the third layer, the metal cut resistant glove I bought from AliExpress, which prevents the majority of
AliExpress,
microwaves
oh
from
my
entering through
gosh.
and allows some dexterity of
He
movement.
really trying
Even
to
after these
do some
layers being
extreme
considered,
things, I
though,
swear.
I was still really scared because although the internet
I
and
can
many
see
sources
that.
explains microwave plasma to be just iridescence and superheated gases and vapors,
Oh gosh.
like fire, it does look almost exactly like the plasma that arcs to microwave transformers, so as a last precaution, I destroyed a power plug leaving only the grounding wire in place, and plugged myself into the wall outlet. This was to allow any electrical current, if present, to go mostly through the grounding wire instead of my body. And I say mostly because electricity doesn't just take the path of least resistance. It takes all possible paths. Some paths can just handle more current because of less resistance.
Oh my
Plugging yourself
gosh.
into ground is weirdly a real practice that I've seen others follow, like the YouTuber Styro Pyro, who also has no self-preservation. And while I
What?
certainly don't recommend it, it did make me feel a bit safer in case anything went wrong, or if any microwave equipment malfunctioned inside from being overloaded. Even then though, I still didn't feel comfortable with this giant hole in the back and microwaves potentially leaking out. So
Yeah.
I jankily held up a mirror on my lap to reflect any leaking microwaves that would otherwise be absorbed in my skin. This might be
But,
overkill, or more likely not enough protection and just stupid to do at all, but when I turned it on,
Oh come
Things are
on.
going big with
Google Play?
games. Battle it out.
I felt nothing. I didn't feel anything except the glove getting warm. I then tried again with more confidence and held a CD in my hand to see
Oh
what it
my
would do.
god.
So as you can see, my hand is inside the microwave. Let's just see what happens.
Oh Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
I thought this was really cool to see, but also terrifying. So I quit then and there as I felt I tested the theory enough, and there wasn't any point going further with it, as there's really no use for doing any of this anyway. Yeah, I lied about wanting to cook food in my hand. I really just wanted to see what would happen if I stuck my hand into a microwave oven. Recently though, I was thinking more about this experience, and realized I was kind of an idiot. Not just for doing it.
Oh, don't
but there's
pull it
also
out,
a
it's gonna
way
scrape the
easier,
skin
cleaner,
away. Oh
and probably
gosh.
safer way I could have done this, which is a shame because it would tame my content if I didn't try to electrocute myself. Now, to improve the setup,
A
all I had to do
toaster
was
and
drill a
water?
giant hole
Oh my
into a
gosh, the
microwave.
viewers are
And don't put my hand
insane.
inside this time. I don't know why this didn't occur to me before, that I can just hover it above the hole without having to insert my hand into it and risk getting electric shock. However, my drill couldn't even make a simple hole. It doesn't do anything. And this is when I started getting flashbacks from my previous project. But
Wait,
luckily,
what?
I finally found my metal cutters and got to cutting. I made sure to make this hole on the opposite side to the magnetron, which is where the microwaves emit from. Plus, this hole is away from all the dangerous electronics inside that could still hold a lethal charge. Once I was done, I turned on the microwave as a test, but the video got corrupted as my camera got microwaved. So, you're gonna get your own mesh screen, dear viewer. That'll protect you, and you'll be far away and zooming in just so the
That's just like how my horrible
However,
recording
it's
setup
pretty
goes.
clear at this
Oh my
point
gosh.
that the microwaves are going to leak out and get me. So, what happens if they do? Microwave radiation is made of the same stuff that comes out of our light bulbs. Photons. So it's a bit weird to think that it would boil.
Hey, I have a
over
light
surface.
right here.
The reason why water does heat up is because the water molecules are polar. Their molecular structure contains a dipole moment, meaning there's an unequal distribution of electrons on the molecule, causing it to have more positive and negative regions. This makes them want to align themselves with a magnetic field. Microwave radiation
My
creates a
gosh.
magnetic field that oscillates, and so the polar water molecules start spinning or rocking back and forth to keep with the magnetic field. It's just a
Holy crap.
reflection, which explains why it heats up a lot. So if I put my hand in this microwave, it's gonna cause my hand to heat up, but that's about it. Microwaves don't have any
Jeez.
function to cause cell mutations. So forget about cancer. But I still need to protect myself from the heat. So I bought 2 more mesh gloves from China. This time though, I bought a longer sleeve version as I'd like to protect my
wow.
arm. I also
Oh.
have this normal one that will go underneath for double protection. The holes in these are even smaller than the holes in the mesh door, so I think they're going to be pretty effective at blocking the microwaves. Now to protect my eyes, I was thinking of cutting out metal mesh and fitting them to my glasses, but that would leave my brain exposed, and I don't feel comfortable testing that yet. So for now, I'll make a mesh shield. I can't just hold these up to my face though, so I'm gonna weave them together with some metal thread. I found this kinda relaxing, and it didn't take too long before I had a finished face shield with a mesh front. I now have a protective mesh microwave screen for my eyeballs and my brain. Now for the first test.
Oh my
I just
god.
want to see if I can even destroy the CD outside of the microwave. and very quickly
Holy
the CD
crap.
cracked and sparkled as it absorbs the microwaves. Looking up close, and this is actually a DVD-R, not a CD, but I'm gonna continue referring to it as a CD
DVD-R.
anyway because it's easier.
Holy
In
crap,
slow
that actually looks
motion, you can see the
cool. Oh
crack
my
traveling
gosh.
through its surface like it's
The fact that we
exploring
actually get to
something.
see it,
First,
like the hovering over
Now
a
I want to hold
microwave
this in my
that's
hand,
turned
so
on.
I've
Holy
come
crap.
up with a new layering method to protect myself. First is a
5
cotton glove
gloves?
for comfort, next is a rubber glove for insulation, then I put on a thicker rubber glove before putting on the first metal mesh glove, and then finally the long sleeve metal mesh glove.
That's
Now
5
I'm testing with the
layers. Holy
CD.
crap.
I think before I try to put a CD over the surface, I'm gonna wave my hand over the top just to see if I feel anything.
And 3, 2, 1. I don't feel anything. The humming sound it's making is not audible to my hearing,
I don't feel anything.
as it's an electrical interference my mic is picking up, but it does sound pretty cool.
Nothing. So I'll grab my disc now. Yeah, we'll see if this works.
Oh
For
gosh.
some reason, it was really difficult to get this CD to do much.
Warmed it up slightly.
I could rarely get it to spark outside of the hole, so I assume the waves probably aren't very strong outside of the microwave. And it wasn't until I started putting the CD back into the hole that it sparked easily again. I'm not entirely
Oh my
sure
gosh.
what causes these sparks, but I'm guessing the oscillating electric field generated by the microwaves induces charges that want to move around freely in the CD, but because of the way CDs are designed, the charges struggle to move under the surface and end up breaking it apart to make the necessary connections.
What I find kind of scary though is microwaves are both invisible and also passes through a lot of objects, which means you don't even know where they're coming from and they could be anywhere. For example, I will put this on, and if I put this disc right here, God,
What the?
I think that's kind of scary. I wouldn't even be able to notice that there was
Oh
a
my
microwave on
gosh,
this
what-
table if I was completely blind.
You want to be a software engineer,
Of
right?
course.
Go to
What is this?
AgleAcademy.com.
Aglo
So,
Academy,
step by
my
step.
ass.
Okay, I would have heard that.
And you definitely shouldn't do this if you have a pacemaker.
Yeah, my hands do warm up a bit.
Wait a minute, he has a
on the inside
pacemaker?
The gloves, because having that many layers on just isn't very comfortable. Yeah, my hand's fine.
For my next experiment, I was inspired by a Red video where he put burning matches in a microwave, and they generated a fireball of plasma that he captured in a beaker temporarily. I'm gonna
Oh
try
yeah,
this
from
myself,
Nile Red.
except instead of it being behind walls, I want to hold this plasma in my hand. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I
don't
think the
tell
microwaves
me.
are just too weak outside of the hole, and I was rather disappointed. So I'll improvise on this later. At this point, I've tested a bunch of CDs, but I want to make my microwave
There's a
even
little
more
tiny
powerful,
fly that keeps
as
flying
it's
around my
clearly
desk.
lacking
Oh my
in power
gosh.
here. So I decided to bypass the safety switch in this microwave so it can cook while the door is open. All I gotta do is smash
I
away the
must
door
kill the
plugs
small
so I
fly.
can slot them in
Did I
through
kill
the
it? Oh
microwave
crap,
to
I
think the
did.
door is
Ew.
closed.
It's
And
in
now
my
I will
hand.
have access to the microwave source where the strongest
Wow.
power is emitted.
Ew.
Then hopefully I can get the
Sanitizing
power to work in my
time.
hand. I then spent hours trying to get this
Oh gosh, that's a
microwave to
lot.
turn on with no success until I lost my mind and decided to go all in and bypass.
Did you try
this
to microwave a
microwave
brick?
entirely.
What was
This is the
that?
most dangerous
Oh,
part of the
crap.
video,
And there you go.
as the internals
the
are kinda
heck?
scary.
The first thing I want to do before I touch anything in the microwave is to remove any high voltage electricity that might be still in the system. So
Holy
I have
crap.
this really long screwdriver here, and I'm gonna short out the high voltage capacitor.
Oh, what the?
It seems there's two switches here. Pull those out if I can.
I decided to move the rest of these experiments to a metal shed because I figured it would block the microwaves from entering the open air and disrupting local communication frequencies. I don't want the ACMA or local hams to get annoyed by my silly
What?
experiments messing with their broadcasts or Wi-Fi. Now I had taken all the switches
Oh
out
my
from the
gosh.
bypass, and I wrapped tape around them to keep them on.
I have no
Finally,
words to
it's
say
time
about
test if
that.
this microwave still works.
Okay, so I can start it, but it won't do anything. It just counts down.
Well, it's
This
busted.
didn't really work very well, and I think microwave ovens have a self-destruct mechanism if the buttons aren't all pushed down correctly, as that would indicate the door isn't closed properly, and so my fuse broke. I don't have a suitable
Oh my
replacement
gosh.
fuse though, so instead I found something else to slot in. Once again, I'm being reminded of Demon Cores, and I swear I'm not even trying. I mean, the guy's name was ironically Slotin, and he's known for slotting in that screwdriver. I then tried holding the buttons down
Why?
with clamps to see if that helps.
Can't go wrong with
Why?
this. Right, start. Oh, it's working. I can't turn it off. Fuck. Why does it work sometimes? Hold on.
Now that it works, and the door definitely leaks microwaves,
I could feel the warmth on my finger. I don't really like the look of it. I just want to be able to put my hand closer to the magnetron without
This is such a deadly idea.
To do
I don't
this,
know
I carefully
why,
ripped out the
but this
internal
is.
components and started tearing this
How long is the
microwave apart with
video?
my metal
Oh,
cutters.
36 minutes. What?
This is all we need. Just this part. It's fine.
Yeah, but you removed the electrical
Line up a
components.
control,
Now it
hang
doesn't
on the
work at
side,
all.
Back in place.
Or
Snug. And now I
Jesus
just gotta
Christ!
fill it up with
Keep in mind that was
all
once a
these
full built
electronics.
microwave. Now look what he has done to it. Oh my gosh! Why? Just why?
Finished putting all this stuff back
He's
together.
going crazy now.
Just want to see if this thing works. I've completely destroyed it.
Oh, I can't believe it. But does it still generate microwaves? Yes. Yes, it does.
It actually worked.
Wow.
Junk I actually put back together somehow.
Then, unfortunately, at 4 a.m., tragedy struck. A bunch of my glassware got knocked over, which was pretty sad. So
What?
if you want to support me, I have a Patreon. However, the microwave was fine, and I quickly got back to working on it again. This time, however, I actually bought a fuse. There's no way I was going to use a screwdriver for the rest of this video.
Oh, wow.
That would be too much of a core issue. I then marked out some acrylic to cover the holes. I'm not skilled in this area of fabrication, and I'm not looking to make it pretty either. I just want it to be functionally safe.
Yeah. Cool. That makes me feel a little better.
Oh my gosh. The plates itself too. I don't even know if it's.
Hold it together. I mean,
Just
I
put
think
tape
that's
over it. Yeah, then
phenomenal.
just call
And
that
this is the finished
perfectly
microwave.
done.
It doesn't look pretty, but I think it will do the job. Now it's time to test this right above the magnetron.
Oh my
However,
gosh.
I'm not very confident that I put this thing back together properly.
I'm just putting random screws back, and they all seem to.
Random screws?
It is
Oh, it's
going
not gonna
together,
work.
So it should be
It's
fine.
not gonna work.
So in the likely chance that I fucked up, you'll notice I often like to sit in my chair with my legs crossed. Sitting like this prevents an electrical shock from traveling through my body to the
Oh, wow.
ground as I'm isolated. Whereas if I sat like this and completed a high voltage circuit, I imagine it would be like this. So for my
Jesus
first
Christ.
test, I didn't want to get too close, and just wanted to see if I would feel anything around the microwaves.
I'm feeling okay though. Oh. Oh yeah, I can feel the heat.
Now that I felt comfortable, it's time to test the CD. This time, the interference humming is much louder, and you can hear the moment it cracks through the CD. It's definitely more active than before, but
Wow.
it seems to depend on the angle I hold the CD. I started to have a bit of fun with it,
Ooh.
and I changed my mic to a shielded one, so now you can hear what it sounds like to me.
Ooh.
It's actually pretty silent.
My hand doesn't even feel warm, so it works. I'm really impressed by that.
Now I want to
Holy
test what
crap.
it feels like on my bare hand.
What?
Like, oh, like having a torch. Can you see that? And just like moving your hand through it quickly. Like if it's quick enough, it's not gonna burn. It probably concentrate the heat of the microwaves inside.
I'm
the
surprised. Wait, it doesn't
So
burn? Like,
it's probably
but
not
that's
gonna
live
burn,
fire.
At least for extended periods of time.
What the heck? No.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I got no words to say about
It
this.
just feels like hot air. It's actually kind of nice.
I thought it was pretty
What?
weird how little I felt from it, and I wanted to prove that I am safe doing this, so with the help of ChatGPT and some online calculators, I calculated
ChatGPT?
something called the SAR value, which
Well-
is a measure of the amount of power deposited by a radio frequency
ChatGPT is
tube in a
banned,
certain
I
piece of
think, in
tissue,
certain
which
schools
phone
and colleges
manufacturers use to
because
determine
they're
how safe
used
their
to,
phones are with the
you know, cheat
microwave
on
chip. I
assignments.
got a higher value
Believe me, I
than
would
what is
never use
considered
ChatGPT
safe for 1
whatsoever.
meter away, but I then realized the values regarded as safe are for 6-minute exposures or longer, and I'm only doing 30-second intervals. Not only this, but when I scrolled down this article about the SAR value, it stated tissue temperature, not SAR, is what really matters, as injury to patients is the result of elevated tissue temperatures, not SAR itself. So as long as I don't overheat, I'll be fine. I then persuaded ChatGPT to calculate how much 1 kilogram of human tissue 1 meter away from my microwave would increase in temperature after 30 seconds. And I couldn't believe the result. There is no way I'm going to be overheating if my body raises by that amount of degrees. So I just
Oh,
gotta
gosh.
test if this is real.
Because my body is mostly made of water, it makes sense to try to test this with a cup of water. And as it absorbs microwave radiation, it should heat up the water, which I can measure by this thermometer right here. And that should tell me Basically, how much microwave energy is being transferred into this water here? Starting off
Oh
at
my gosh.
25.7 degrees Celsius, I then start the microwave with the timer in the top left corner. And after 30 seconds, let's see if it's a dangerously higher temperature. And 25.7 degrees. Exactly what it was before. Surely this still can't be right though. I must have done something wrong. So I tried again, let the timer run out, and recorded the temperature. Now it's 25.6 degrees? It's gone down. How the fuck? Just to be sure, I did it again a third time.
Probably.
This time it was 25.5 degrees? It's gone down again! I concluded maybe it's just in a dead zone or something. So I wanted to do the experiment again, but this time in a container with a lid, so I can safely hold it above the microwave where my hands are to guarantee I've got it in a hot spot. So this water is starting off a little bit warmer than the other one. This is much closer than the 1 meter distance I used to calculate that pathetic temperature increase. So surely
my
this
gosh.
will heat up the water now. Okay, it's raised about 1 degree, a little bit over a degree Celsius. I think that's expected for the kind of distance I'm putting it at. But a 1 degree Celsius increase is still not something I'm going to be worried about happening in my hands. But also, this might even be unrealistic because unlike food and a cup of water, your body actively regulates its temperature. Your own blood flow would cool down your hands like a radiator. And because
Oh my
microwaves
gosh.
penetrate somewhat deeply, that spreads the energy out more evenly, preventing rapid local heating like you get from hot metal objects on skin. However,
Oh
while
my
that can
gosh.
seem somewhat helpful, your body lacks pain receptors in some fatty tissues, so it's important to keep exposure in reasonable time intervals so you don't get any blisters. But anyway,
Oh,
I tried this
jeez.
again, really trying to get the water in a hot spot that I could feel, hoping I'd get a more interesting result. 28.5 degrees. It was around 0.8 degrees Celsius of an increase, and that's like, it was like here. It just feels like regular water. It doesn't feel warm. For my next
Oh my
test,
gosh.
I wet this rag. 22 degrees, 23, 24, 25. My idea was that because the water isn't freely moving around in this rag, it should replicate tissues and tendons more than the freely flowing cup of water. 19 degrees? What? I'm down like 3 degrees. 24. Just as it was before, that's weird. There's a little fan inside, and I think I'm just feeling the hot air. I don't know, maybe my waving it around cooled it down.
I think it could be the fan,
I no
likely,
longer
although
felt
I'm
scared
not
of the
expert, so I'm
microwaves.
just
It feels
guessing.
really nice. Feels like my hands are just getting warmed by a little fire. So I decided to test if it's possible to burn a CD in my hand, but now without the protective gloves.
Oh gosh.
What? I'm right? I can just do it with my hand? Are you kidding? As long as my hand isn't there for long, it's fine. I'm just surprised. Now I want to try generating the plasma in my hand
Jeez.
again, like Nah Red did in a beaker a few years ago.
Yeah, but
Even
you
with
probably
the
need
higher
a beaker
power, though,
too.
It still didn't do anything. I didn't want to give up though, because I'm sure it would look cool. So I've put this metal reflector about 12 centimeters above the magnetron, because that should greatly increase the amount of power going to the match, as the microwaves will make multiple passes, concentrating them in this space as it bounces back and forth in standing waves, which is the same way that
True.
a microwave usually cooks your food. And I think removing the resonant cavity is why this has been so pathetic lately. Kind of pathetic? So hopefully this reflector gives its power back. I wanted to start off with
Holy
just a
crap.
match and waited to see what would happen.
Oh. Oh. I mean,
It completely vaporized. This was exciting to see, and so I set it up again, but this time with a beaker above to catch the plasma.
well, it just
Unfortunately,
disappears
this didn't
quickly.
quite work, as the beaker
Yeah.
and match weren't aligned very well, and the matches burn out really quickly. I decided a better option would be to use a random stick I found outside. I have a stick. And hold it in my protected hand. Oh my god.
Oh,
Whoa. It's so bright that I can't look at it directly without burning my eyes. Jesus! What the fuck? It's producing the plasma very consistently in a spot
Holy crap,
just
that is
inside the
bright. Oh my
magnetron in the
gosh.
direction of where your food cooks. That was interesting. That was interesting. Now I was ready for capturing the plasma in my hand. Attempt
Oh
one.
gosh.
This is quite nerve-wracking to place my hand in
Oh,
a small space, but
Jesus.
I'm confident I'll be fine.
Yeah, he's afraid, right?
Holy shit!
Oh.
And I'm not dead. It worked! I held plasma in my hand. This is cool,
What?
but I want it to last longer.
Oh, wow.
Attempt 2. I've set up this blowtorch for more efficiency
Oh,
in my process by
gosh.
easily lighting the stick on fire. Oh,
Oh, it almost worked.
half a second. On
You
the
don't.
third attempt,
I feel like it
tried
just
a much
has to
bigger
stay
beaker.
there. Oh gosh.
but this just didn't do much. On the 4th attempt, I went back to the small beaker that initially worked, but it's just really finicky and difficult to get it to work. So I think I need a different setup. Here is my refined
Oh my
setup.
gosh.
It's 2 adjustable retort stands holding a metal sheet from the original body of the microwave, and the reflector is positioned 12 centimeters away to match the wavelength of the microwaves. The large beaker barely fits though, so I'm gonna try this setup at 2 wavelengths distance as well. Another thing I did was convert the side of the microwave with the hole into a camera attachment with mesh to protect you guys from getting fried. It looks fantastic,
Oh my
I know,
gosh.
and is actually way better than what I've been using up till this
Oh.
point. Now testing a CD with this microwave reflector, and it definitely gets destroyed much faster. I spent like an hour just testing different heights and materials until I came across the magic of the metal spike. For some reason, it's just really good at initiating the plasma when I poke it with a hot stick. Finally, it worked again.
Oh yes, I just need that to happen again, but with my hands there.
I also started getting sick of these random sticks I was finding, because they're really inconsistent as not all of them burn the same way. A suitable replacement I found was these wooden skewers. They burn really easily.
I thought you
and
were gonna
much more
use those,
consistent
like,
and less messy than the garden
special
sticks.
large
I also decided to
matches
try
they
aluminium
use to
foil,
light up
which gave some lighter colored plasma,
fireplaces
but it
at
still
home,
wasn't quite
but
working at 24 centimeters.
I
then
guess
discovered that if I rest it on the metal spike, leaving it slightly open, just like a demon core, it actually generates the
Demon
plasma
core.
much more consistently. I also started getting a lot better with practice and moved the reflector back down to 12 centimeters once I felt more comfortable with it. Suddenly, it's
he's
a
really
lot
going to
more
work,
vigorous and
going to
scary,
town with this.
and just a few more attempts later, I started to get the plasma to actually stain the beaker while I held it. It's extremely difficult doing this because at this point, the gloves were starting to get pretty uncomfortably hot as they kept sparking from time to time and melting the outside steel on its surface.
Oh gosh, that stop.
That's the best result I've had so far. That's so cool.
But with enough attempts, it finally started to work as I hoped.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
For epilepsy. So
Oh
skip
gosh.
this part if you need.
Yeah, viewers. If you guys
What are you doing? Do it for a laugh.
Viewers, if you have epilepsy warning, those who have like epilepsy warning, viewers, look away right now. He might actually be right about this.
At Harbor Freight.
You're about to see it after this commercial. Oh. Oh god, oh my gosh, that is so bright. Holy crap. Oh gosh. My man's holding a ball of light.
I
A
really
charge
like how
of
this looks,
fire.
and
Holy
so
crap.
many people quoted this line from Spider-Man when they saw this.
The power of the sun.
The power of this. Oh, oh,
And
oh
don't
wow,
worry,
that was
looking
from.
at my hands, they're still perfectly fine despite getting a little uncomfortably hot in the gloves. But I'm not done. Last night I was thinking, with everything I've
You're
shown
not
and learned
done?
so far about
Don't you think you've done
microwaves, I'm
enough?
now
This is
curious
too
if
much
anything
for
would even
you.
happen if I took off the protective mask from my eyeballs and brain.
Oh.
So I got to looking up what would happen to see if I can even test this. for
This
myself,
guy,
and
he
I came
really is
across
trying to
some
push
really
the
scary
limits to the
stuff.
further
I somehow
edge.
recorded my screen off
I-
center. Don't worry about it. I'll just zoom in awkwardly. Their eyeballs may explode from the pressure buildup as the water in them turns to steam. After a few minutes, the heat will have penetrated deep into their bodies, causing their internal organs to rupture and boil. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah,
However, I
please
started to
don't.
notice a pattern. All my results on Google are just people answering questions on Quora without any scientific articles showing up, and so most information is just people's opinions backed by anecdotal evidence.
Oh
I do
my
have some
gosh.
Anecdotal evidence for what it may feel like. Another thing I noticed is people on Quora really love to tell stories and then base their entire conclusions based on something that may or may not have actually happened. One story was of an electrician that warmed up their hands in front of an RF transmitter, and then decades later developed arthritis. Arthritis in the hands in old people, that's weird. The majority of their stories weren't
Oh my
even
gosh, who
personal ones,
knows?
just tales
Maybe
they've
it could
heard
be truth,
somewhere.
maybe not,
And
who
I tried
knows?
looking up these cases or tales, but
it
the
could
first
be.
results I found were just articles debunking them. The first result is there any basis to a story about this happening?
What?
Or they linked to Facebook conspiracy accounts about 5G Wi-Fi. Did a
Of
5G cellular network
5G, oh my
cause
gosh.
hundreds of birds to die? Like, as if it's like a kill box from Halo where the birds just fly through and oh, it's too close and they just fall down. They kind of make it sound that way. Authored by a man named John who runs several anti-5G conspiracy websites and social. Okay, so it's just
Yeah, everyone at the
then
time
they come
hates
across
5G
Bob.
because of the
This
conspiracy.
guy is kind of insane. This guy claims to have put his hand inside a high-intensity microwave field of 10,000 watts. That's 10 times more than my microwave. All my fingers were intact, there was no burning of my hand, nothing, and there was no residual effect whatsoever. The entire demonstration lasted 10 to 20 seconds, just to demonstrate how safe it is. Who is this guy? In September 21st, Bob Schiffman passed away. Okay, well, I hope that wasn't the reason why. Whoa! He has been working with microwave heating for over 50 years and is considered among the leading microwave consultants in the world. He has this big
What
list of
the-
being way too overqualified in life. Has over 40 publications covering all areas of microwave ovens. This guy's obsessed with microwaves. Until he
Jesus.
died at the age of 86 by liver disease, not cancer. So, I can take the mask off, right? Well, there was this one article stating that microwaves affect your biology. We get some nice diagram here of your mitochondria being ripped apart. I'm sure
Oh,
it's fine.
jeez. What?
They kept stating that the research available was often unrepeatable and there were a lot of unknown variables. It seems that no one fully understands what's going on with a lot of microwave-related injuries, so it's still just very speculative. I'm just going into uncharted territory, I think. They also claimed that a study showed microwaves cause skin cancer. But I looked into their reference,
Yeah,
and it
like-
really wasn't that relevant to my case. 2 hours daily. Unless I'm actually a mouse and trapped in a cage where I'm exposed to microwaves 2 hours a day, 6 days a week for an entire year.
Oh,
then I
holy
should be
crap.
fine. It's still useful to know what happens to mice that are exposed to microwaves for that amount of
Abstract.
time, but that's more applicable to if you were to use your internet router as a pillow for months. I'm not doing that.
Oh
But
my
yeah, if he
gosh.
can put his hand in a 10,000 watt radio transmitter.
Hey, I have a Hey, I have an Ethernet router that's actually plugged into my wall, and it has antennas attached to it. Yeah. Thank goodness I don't use that to sleep using as a pillow for like a month.
For
So,
20
like,
seconds
would have been bad
and
for
be
me.
completely fine, then I think I'll be safe taking my mask off in the distance for a similar amount of time for way less power. I think I'm ready to test this, and I think I'll be fine. Well, this seems like a bad idea. Looking directly.
Oh my god. Oh my
Finally,
gosh.
testing without the mask in 3, 2, 1.
Jesus.
I feel pretty normal. That was kind of anticlimactic. Maybe I need to like move around or something.
I tried moving my head around, but I just couldn't feel a thing.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit warm down there.
I pretty quickly got bored of it and started messing around with it for much longer than the 20 seconds.
Oh
I
my
originally
gosh.
did.
Almost as if this isn't that dangerous. I don't feel anything unless I'm like here, and then it gets uncomfortable when I'm like here. Over here, I can't feel a thing.
My
But
gosh.
what if I moved it even closer?
Oh gosh.
Okay, it's just turned on. Once again, I feel absolutely nothing.
So let's go even closer.
Closer?
That's weird. My eyeballs aren't exploding. My brain's not frying.
But what if it was, you guessed it, even closer?
Oh my gosh.
Take them. Take my eyeballs.
Dude.
I dare you. I want to test something. I want to see if I can boil water by just leaving it there.
I'm thinking this would give an idea of how food would cook.
Yeah, that's it.
Although I started to realize this was going to take longer than I expected.
30
Removing
plus
the outer
30
shell of
plus
the
30
microwave
plus 30
absolutely
seconds.
destroys its efficiency.
30 seconds plus 30 seconds.
After such a long time being irradiated with microwaves,
Oh
it
my
didn't even
gosh.
get above 50 degrees Celsius. That is sad. This wasn't very fun, so I decided to have fun with it.
Oh shit!
Now these fluorescent lights
What?
are much more entertaining.
Lightsaber.
I had a lot of fun getting myself more familiar with this microwave energy and testing different things like what would happen if I touched the
Jesus.
metal end of the light bulb.
Okay, now
No.
touching the metal part of the light bulb too.
And what do you know, it's fine.
I love that.
Another weird thing I've noticed is sometimes the
Still do not try this at home, viewers. Please do not. This is obviously slightly technically dangerous. Like even if microwaves don't even actually do anything, at least this one in model for example, it could still have possible dangerous cases like electric shock. So
microwaves
still do be
emitted
careful.
will bounce back and interfere with the internals of the microwave.
Wow,
oven
the CD
itself
looks
and
cool.
Increase the timer by 30 seconds.
What the?
Ah, it gets really hot. Ah, the CD's really warm. That's cool though.
The last thing I wanted to do with this microwave is something I don't recommend, but I assure you it's fine.
Okay.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What the?
Dumb.
Yeah,
But it's
duh.
Weird. I did not think I'd do that in this video. So after all these interesting experiments and exposing myself to microwave energy, this is my final conclusion. I'm kind of disappointed in this microwave, to be honest. It should have done better. Now, I should make it clear, I'm not claiming microwaves are safe, but they seem less dangerous than I originally thought. I also tried to explain how microwaves work in this video, but I'm obviously not a professional. And there's so much misinformation out there about microwaves on the internet, so please let me know if there's any incorrect info I gave in this video. And thanks to my Patreon supporters for staying around and being so positive during the
Is there
Wednesday
more
video.
clips
It
in
does
here?
really help me out. Here is one of my other videos on screen where maybe you'll
Well, that's gonna be the end of today's video. Holy crap, I was not expecting that. Especially for a long video. For frick's sake, I can't believe he went as far as to freaking microwave himself. Well, not really, technically, but seeing the CD, like getting close into the panel where the microwaves within transmitting, it's just so cool to see the effects of it, like almost like a shattering effect going on there. And seeing him also holding a light bulb with his mouth and getting closer to the microwave itself. Holy crap, that actually got me a lot there because I was like surprised about that. And apparently it really is technically kind of, well, not totally, but kind of safe even if you're exposed to it. Like, what the heck? Many people tell, like, I know that everyone always tells us that microwaves are super dangerous, they're not toys, and that you should not be playing around with them because they they could cause radiation and possibly even cause cancer and such. Just like 5G network conspiracists claims that 5G is the #1 leading cause of recent unfortunate cancer. But that's just their opinion, and my gosh, it's all over the mess. I don't know what to say, but that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you so much for joining for day 3 of Spring Break 24. Holy crap, what a chaotic video, an out of control video to be exact. And that's going to be the end of today's video. I'm Supposto, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.